Hi again. People ask me all the time, so what made you change careers? How did you come across reconnective healing, and how does a scientist, a biologist, come into touch with that, and how did you start on it? Well, here's the story. Of all places, I learned about this at a financial education seminar, and that seminar actually changed my life, and so I went back year after year to crew there to help out. Now, a few years ago, somebody behind the scenes was there, and she was doing reconnective healing. She happened to be the aunt of the guy running the seminars, and so we were in the breakout room, and she was talking about it, but she wasn't offering a demonstration. So at that point in time, I thought, you do your weird reconnective thing, whatever that is, and I do my science, thank you very much. And so I wasn't open for it, and I wasn't curious enough to actually go for a session, and she was offering those there. So a year later, I see her again at the same event, and that time I took a session. Why? Because I saw all these people go through the door and come back out rather smiley and joyful and happy, and I was like, what did you do behind those doors exactly? And they said, can't tell you, just go and experience it. And as it turned out, that was pretty good advice, because reconnective healing is experiential, and you can get stories from people all you like, but really, you need an experience with it. That's the best way I know to get a relationship with it. And to understand is even the wrong word, because this is not an intellectual exercise at all, but it is experiential. You gotta feel it, basically. So I went in there, and I got a session, and I was blown away by it. And I realized later that being a blank page is really valuable, because I went there without having any idea what it is. I forgot the name, I didn't look it up, I didn't study anything, I just got curious again, and a year later, after first hearing about it, meeting her again, I thought, okay, this time I'm just going to do it, I'm just going to go for it. And so there I was, being in for a total surprise. I mean, this was amazing. I had no idea you could have such sensations in your body. Never felt before stuff. And so I went and signed up for the seminar. And that was in Auckland, and so I learned it in Auckland. And coming away from the seminar it was a good seminar. But afterwards I was really confused, and I was by no means convinced of the whole thing. I just asked myself, what did I witness there? What was that? Am I on seminar high? Because seminars tend to get you in a really good mood, yes, and in a good state. And so I thought, well, is it that's what's going on, or what is it? And so there was only one way to find out. And so I bought a table, because I couldn't forget about it either. I was like, well, I don't know if I make this up, or if this is complete bogus, or if this is actually real, or what. And so there was only one way to find out, and that was to do it. And so I got a massage table, and I started exhausting my circle of friends pretty quickly, because I said, do you want a session? Do you want a session? Do you want a session? And I put everybody I knew on the table. And so we had great fun doing that. And I tell you what, the second person I ever worked with had a healing. Now that got my attention. And it was not just, it was coming in with pain, leaving without pain kind of thing. And I was paying attention, after seeing that, and after seeing her reaction to this as well. And I met her 6 months later, and she confirmed it. She says, yes, the pain thing was one thing. That was one great benefit. But you know what? The other stuff that unfolded over time that I attribute this session, I feel the session kick-started me into that process, is an attitude change. I feel so much better at work. I'm self-assertive. I'm confident. I see options rather than feeling stuck. And it was showing. It was absolutely showing in her demeanor, in her... she got a haircut. She was wearing colorful clothing. That was... Beforehand, it was only black every day. A little thing that illustrates a big change inside them. And so, with feedback like that, you don't ignore that. So and then I traveled. I went home to Germany, and went to Mexico, and to the States. And everywhere I went, I put people on the table. And now from different cultural settings, I was able to observe the frequencies in action and the reactions towards reconnective healing. And you know what? The reactions were the same no matter where you went. Why? Because we're all the same but different, yes. And so that was my verification process of this work, if you will. It took a while, in the sense that I put many people on before actually going into business and charging money for offering sessions. And I wanted to be very certain that this is real and this actually works and this gets results for people before charging, obviously. But now I am in business. I have my own little practice and it's growing, and it's all I do. I do this full time now and I love doing it. So a bit of my background, because I get asked this quite a bit, and so I thought I'd put it in a little video to share. Yes, and I still, biology is still part of this very much, because this actually works with your cells, and it's good to have a background in that, even though it's not necessary at all, but it's just nice. So it is not gone entirely, but I now fully do reconnective healing, and that's all I do, and I love doing it. So if you haven't had a session yet, if you don't know what this is or what it's about, take a look around the site and contact me, call me, email me, or come for a session and experience it firsthand. Again, I say elsewhere too that this is experiential. I think I even said it in this clip, it's been too long. So an experience of this is worth more than anything else. Do yourself that favor to get that one way or another, and just try it. Just try it. Thanks.